Hi guys, welcome to today's video. So it is coming to the end of 2024, and at the end of 2023 I made a list of books I wanted to read. There were about 24 books on this TBR, and did I read all of them? Absolutely not, which I don't think comes as a surprise to anyone. I did read some of them. So we have my TBR here. It does say 20, don't mind that, I made a mistake. I put a star on the ones that I read, so if you can see, I've only read 3. That is so bad. I don't know what percentage that is, but I know it's bad. What we're gonna do before the year is over is, in this reading vlog, we're gonna try and read some of the books on this TBR. We're obviously not gonna get through a lot of them. I only have 3 that I'm planning to read, which obviously does make a big difference, but I'd still like to read these books on this TBR, and I thought it'd be a fun video to do together at the end of the year. And the books on this TBR I do really want to read, which is obviously why I put them on this TBR. Some of them I was a little hesitant to read, but I wanted to get to them. The main reason I didn't read these books is because I don't own most of them, which was a really bad oversight on my end when I put this TBR together. Like, why did I make a list of 24 books that I have to buy instead of books that I actually own? I have made my 2025 TBR, which that video will be coming soon. It might be out before this one, I'm not sure. But I tried to plan that one out a bit better than this one. So we'll see how I go next year. But before the year is over, I do want to read some books on this TBR and just end the year with a fun reading vlog. I have 2 of the books I want to read in my hands right now. I have another one coming in the mail today. So we have Anatomy, which is the book I'm planning to start first. This is a gothic mystery romance. It was quite popular last year, and that's when I picked it up and I really wanted to read it, but I didn't end up picking it up, and I've kind of not been as drawn to it because it's not as popular, which I've mentioned this so many times, but I have a problem where if a book isn't popular anymore, I don't reach for it, which obviously is silly because books come in and out of popularity all the time. And I literally bought this book and really wanted to read it, but I've been gravitating towards newer books that are popular now, when I should be picking up the books I already have and I could very possibly love. A big reason I also bought this book is because the cover is beautiful. I love how it's designed. Like, her dress is like in the picture of a heart. I really love it. I am not really into like murder mystery type of books. I haven't read a thriller or a murder mystery for that matter. I've read like maybe romance murder mysteries, I'm not completely sure, but I have heard amazing things about this book. I do really want to read it, so I think I'm gonna get to this book first, and then I'll talk a little bit about the other books, but I'll talk more about them when I actually get to them. So we have Rouge, or Rogue, no, it's definitely Rouge, by Mona Awad, who is a very popular author. She wrote Bunny, which was a very popular book. I haven't gotten to that book yet. I don't actually own it. I've been very up and down on whether I want to pick it up, but Rouge really intrigued me. I think it's a Sleeping Beauty retelling, or was it, yeah, Sleeping Beauty? No, Snow White. Maybe it's just a bit of everything. I'm not completely sure, but I've heard amazing things about this book. It really intrigues me. I don't exactly know what it's about, but like I said, I've heard so many amazing things, and I really want to give Mona Awad's writing a go. I hear her books are very weird and interesting, to say the least, and I'm a weird girl. Sometimes I really enjoy reading books like that. Sometimes I don't really get it, like it's not for me. Other times I'm really into it. So I really want to pick this book up, obviously, and give it a go. The cover is also beautiful, another reason why I bought it. And then the last book I'm planning to read, which is coming in the mail today, is The Library of Shadows, which I've really wanted to read. It's a dark academia romance. I think there may be fantasy in it, I'm not completely sure. Well, actually, the male main character, the love interest, is a ghost, so I think that kind of counts as fantasy, or maybe paranormal. I'm not completely sure, but it really intrigues me, mainly for that one point that the male main character is a ghost. It sounds really good, and I really want to read it. I've been wanting to read it for so long, but yeah, I don't know a lot about it. I think, like I said, it's like dark academia, which I read those books very sparingly, but I do tend to really enjoy them. So yeah, those are the books I'm planning to read in this video. We should just get into this reading vlog. Like I said, I'm going to start with Anatomy. I'm going to update you guys once I get into it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Also, let me know what books you had on your 2024 TBR, if you got to all of them. If you didn't, which books you enjoyed the most from your TBR. I'd really love to know. So yeah, let's just get into it. Hi guys! I'm giving Tay Tay her Christmas present early. Where did I put it? Okay, I got her this. Some of you may know what this is. Here you go.
Oh my goodness gracious me. Oh, it's a hipper.
What does that mean?
They stick to your phone and they have the butt.
Yeah, I got the one that sticks to your phone. But the pictures, which you have to choose which one you want to get. But they're all the back. I thought that was silly. Like you can't see the front.
I want the giraffe.
This is Tay-Tay's first Sony Angel.
Oh, the sheep. Oh my gosh, it's a unicorn.
Ew.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, that's the special one. Yeah, that's the special one.
Oh my gosh, I got the unicorn.
You got the special one. Honestly, I would not want that one. Wait, you have another present. Hey, that's loud.
Oh my goodness. Hello. It's a frog.
It's a Sony Angel shirt.
Yeah, the boys.
I got oversized.
Hell yeah.
Thank
Thank you.
You're welcome. I told you, remember you're like, oh, why'd you ask if I like Sony Angels? I told you I got a plushie one because I thought you wouldn't like that as much. But then you got really excited and I was like, oh no. You did, I already know what this is. But you did some fancy thing here. I like what you did here, got some creativity. Oh, you lied. You said you got a different book.
I don't know what I said.
You said you got a different book. Oh, wait. Is this, where's this from? Is it from Temu? Why does it look so nice? Ooh, this is so pretty. Mama like it. It's very dainty.
I think it's an actual painting.
It's giving Monet. They didn't actually paint on it.
Like an actual one.
Like a professional.
Yeah, because
it says Claude Monet. That's very pretty. Yay! I didn't know you were going to get this. You said you were going to get the cowboy one. You said that's all they have.
No, I said they had the cowboy and the other one, but I didn't want to get you the cowboy one because it would creep me out.
Taylor doesn't like the Done and Dusted series covers. She thinks they're creepy.
It looked like AI. It looked like an AI story.
I think I'm just gone used to the cartoon covers on romance books. Thank you. Oh my god, I really want this book. You know this has cannibalism in it. Accidental. They're murderers and they fall in love. Thanks today. Merry Christmas. Say it.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Okay, bye. guys, I thought it was time to give some updates. So it has been quite a while since the start of this reading vlog. It is no longer 2024, it is 2025. So we're going to continue to read some of the books on my 2024 TBR regardless, even though the year is over. I'd still like to really read these books and tick them off anyways. Even though that year is over, I can still tick these books off and I still really want to read these books. So I have read a lot of anatomy and I'm now on page 246, about 320 pages in this book, so I have just under 100 pages left and I have a lot of thoughts. I've been really enjoying it. The start took me a little while to get into it. I was reading like pages here and there. I think mostly because I was busy. I've been filming so much and doing so much videos and stuff. I haven't had the time to sit down and read, and when I read I like to spend a lot of time just sitting down and reading for a while, and I haven't really had that time. But then I had a day where I was able to spend most of the day reading, and I got halfway through this book and then the next day I read like 150 pages more, something like that. So I read quite a lot of this book 2 days and flew through it. I was very hesitant with whether I was going to like this book because I've read similar books to this. I kind of categorized this book as like a book, what's the era called? A book set in like the 1800s, around that time. That's like a gothic YA book set usually in the third person with a side plot of a romance. So the other books I've read that are like this are the Wisteria Society of Ladies and whatever that book's called. It's a really long title. And then also Half a Soul. I think those are the main two other books I read that are similar to this. I really liked those books, especially Half a Soul. Like I loved that book, but there was a bit of a disconnect for me. I felt like I couldn't really connect to the characters. And another thing is, when I read a book and there's a side plot of romance, it means it's obviously not the main part of the story. But I see a snippet of a romance, I'm gonna want to know all the details. Like, I am such like a romance lover. I read so many romance books. I read so much romance. And so when you give me these two characters and their romance story, I'm going to want to see more of it. You obviously don't get that in one of these books where it's a side plot. And I feel like that leads a little disconnect for me because sometimes it feels like I don't really feel the romance. It feels maybe like an insta love, or I feel like we're lacking a lot of detail. It's rushed. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I don't really feel the romance, even though I know it's a side plot. So it's not the main point. But then usually I also am not that interested in the main plot like I am. I think Half a Soul I was. The Wisteria Society I wasn't as much. I was kind of more there for the romance, and it was like a big part of the story, but you're still lacking a lot of detail, and I just didn't feel a connect to the characters and the book in general. I just felt like I just didn't love it. I enjoyed it, didn't love it, and like I said, Half a Soul, loved that book. I gave it like a 4.75 because it was just something that was missing for me. But with this book, I have not felt that disconnect with this book. I felt really connected to the characters. The side plot of the romance I feel like is done so well. Like, it's not taking up the whole story, but you're given enough detail and you get to see like the characters' feelings and stuff while it's intertwined with the main plot. I feel so connected to the characters, to the romance. It feels so believable. It doesn't feel insta-lovey to me. It's just overall, I think it's a really good romance plot. And then the main plot I am really interested in, which, like I said, with the other books I wasn't as interested in the main plot, but I have been really interested in the main plot going on. So we have Hazel, who is living in the 1800s, like I said. She is going through quite a lot. She lost her brother like 2 years ago to this plague going on. Her mother has been in mourning for 2 years, and her mother kind of pays more attention to her younger brother, who's supposed to be the heir. So she pays so much attention to her younger brother and none to Hazel. Basically, the only thing Hazel is supposed to achieve, like set out by her parents and stuff and just society, is that she needs to marry her cousin, who is the son of a viscount. So then she will become like a lady viscount or whatever it's called. So she will then inherit money and she will live with her cousin when he is eventually the viscount. They'll have money. Her role will just be to sit at home and to entertain people, do parties, have his children, continue the bloodline, that sort of thing, which is expected in these like time periods and stuff and in this setting. And that's obviously not what she wants. She has always wanted to be like a surgeon. She's always been very interested in like anatomy and sciences and that sort of thing since she was a child. And she's gone on to do her own little like experiments and stuff in the comfort of her home and collected different things and stuff. But there's obviously a limitation to what she can do, and she knows eventually she's not going to be able to be a surgeon because she's a woman. But she gets the chance to to enroll in this like prestiged surgeon class, and she learns a lot more. She's like the smartest in the class, but then she gets kicked out because she's a woman. But then she is still determined to become a surgeon. So she is basically studying her own like anatomy and surgeon stuff in her dungeon in her home. And she needs actual like people to study on. She needs dead bodies to study on. So that's where the love interest Jack comes to play. He is a resurrection man. So he basically digs up dead bodies and sells them to like surgeons and stuff that need the bodies to practice on. It's a very like common thing, but it's also very dangerous because it's illegal. But yeah, so she hires him to give him bodies, she practices on them, and things just extend from there. The whole like storyline of her learning and her being really determined and also like really clever, and the ups and downs she had to go through, the pushback from other people. Just reading her story has been really interesting. And also like what's going on in the world. Like I mentioned, there was a plague that happened about 2 years ago that killed her brother, and now it's back and it's killing people again, and she wants to cure this plague. But then there's also these other mysterious deaths going on, particularly to like Resurrection Man. They've found these really weird things and stuff going on, so she's trying to like investigate, figure out what's going on. And I find it really interesting in the story. I feel like a lot of mysteries I'm not that intrigued by. Like it's very up in the air for me. Sometimes I'm really intrigued, sometimes I'm not. But this one, I have been really enjoying the story. I love our character Hazel. She is not perfect, she is flawed. Sometimes she'll have attitude or she'll be rude in some ways, like not on purpose, but she's going through a lot. She's obviously not happy, and she has to play the part, pretend she wants to marry her cousin, wants to be this lady in waiting, and pretend to be someone she's not, and live up to these like societal norms and stuff that she is obviously not happy with. So it's very conflicting. It's also like kind of nerve-wracking because I'm like, is she going to be caught for what she's doing? I also want to see where the romance pans out, because how is it going to go down where she obviously ends up with Jack? There's going to be this big like kerfuffle with her and her cousin and her parents and all this stuff going down. I'm so intrigued and I want to figure out this mystery. So that is to say, I'm having a really good time. I should have picked this up so much sooner, but I'm really enjoying it. There is also a second book in this series, and I'm really intrigued to see what we get in that book. I'm a little worried this will end on a cliffhanger, because I feel like originally this was only supposed to be one book and then there was a second one, but I don't know. I'm obviously really enjoying it, so I would be really happy to continue the series if this does end without a cliffhanger or anything, and then I get to see more from the characters and stuff. I think that'd be so much fun. But yeah, I've loved to see her journey. I'm also like not a science girl. Like I'm not really interested in it, and I'm not like all the gory stuff and all this stuff that's described. I obviously typically don't like, but I don't mind it in this book. Like I am interested to see where things go, to learn about the things she's learning and all that stuff. Like I'm very much here for the story, here for all the details, hooked, everything. So I'm gonna finish this book and I'll update you guys if my thoughts change. I doubt they will. Yeah, so far loving this book. There are some disgusting characters in this book, some disgusting men for one, but anywho, it's also quite funny as well. I love Hazel's humor. I've talked way too long. I will update you guys once I finish it very soon. Hey guys, so I fear this is going to be a really long update. We have so many things to talk about. I also have come to the conclusion that I'm going to have to sacrifice myself while filming in summer, because every single time I film and I have the aircon on or the fan on like the lowest level, you can still hear it, and I can't do it anymore. I can't rewatch my videos and hear the fan in the background, and I've tried to fix it. I have this little fluffy thing on the camera. It doesn't do anything. Probably doesn't help that the fan is directly above the camera, also the aircon, but anyways, just know I'm sacrificing myself for you guys. Anywho, also my cowlick has come out to show itself today. Usually I can get it to hide itself, but today it's like, no, I want to be known. So don't pay her any mind, because that's literally what she wants. She wants your attention, so just pretend like she's not there. Okay, so let's just get into it. Firstly, I want to talk about these little stationery goodies I received. So my friend Chloe, I've talked about her on my channel before. She is the sweetest person. She started a little Etsy shop. She has a book Instagram, which is where I found her, and she also has a art Instagram that I've been following for a while, and she opened her little Etsy shop. So I had to be the first customer. Well, I didn't have to be, but I was lucky enough to be her first customer and bought a few things from her store. So I want to show you guys what I got. I got these vegetable sticky notes. They are really, really cute. I'm really excited to use these. I can't wait to use these in my pen pal letters, in my journals. Oh, I don't want to go get them. But they're really cute. And then I also got this bookmark. It has a bunch of flowers on it. I think my favorite, I think this is a bluebell flower, which is the same as my bluebell jelly cat. So I think that's my favorite. But it's so cute. As you guys likely know, I don't use bookmarks, but I do love collecting them. I have so many really pretty bookmarks, so I really wanted to get this. And then, so that's all I ordered. She only has a few things so far. I think she's gonna add more. And then I got this free little sticker. That's so cute. I can't wait to use this and put it in my journal, but it's really, really cute. So you guys should go check out her store, go support her. She is one of the sweetest humans, and she wrapped up all of my little goodies so cutely. Like, it was so fun opening everything, so you guys should go support her. Anywho, moving on to the next thing. So you guys saw me updating my hobonichi. This is one of my favorites so far. I think I've only done 3, but this is definitely one of my favorites. We have the books I read, a little quote from a book, we have bread I made, then we have book updates. So I did finish Anatomy, and I've had to sit on it for a little while. I think it's been a day since I finished it, and I'm still very unsure about mostly what to rate it. When I finished it, I was very emotional. I had tears trickling down because I would not let myself full on cry, but I haven't cried while reading a book in so long. I could not tell you the last time that happened. I was very emotional. And just the last line in particular in this entire book, in the epilogue, is what broke me. It broke my heart. And okay, towards the last 30 pages of the book, my feelings were very iffy. Because as I said earlier, I for some reason had this idea that this book was going to be like a complete book, and then the next book, Immortality, would be like just following the characters' lives after the ending of this book. Like, it wouldn't be like a full series, like continuation, just be following their lives. But it's very clearly not that. It's like a normal series where this book doesn't end complete and you have to read the next book to follow the story. And I don't know why I had that assumption that it wasn't going to be like that, but that, like, it didn't put me off. I don't know the right words to use, because I'm still like so happy with the ending and had such an amazing time. I really, really, really enjoyed this book, and I'm so excited to read the next book. But I think just because I'm impatient and I want to see like a happy ending for characters that I love, but I fear endings of books always get me. If it's a series and there's a cliffhanger, I'm always like, why? Like, I just want characters to be happy. But obviously the story is so much better if it's maybe dragged on for 2 books and you get to see the whole series play out with more words, with more pages and stuff. But I do think the way it ended, it made a lot of sense that there's another book, and a lot of things happened that I was not expecting. I didn't know this book was gonna be like, I just hit myself. I didn't know this book was gonna be like that. And one big thing that happened in the end, I had an inkling about. I kind of thought it towards maybe like 30%. I'm like, this is like, I had this little like hypothesis, right? This little idea. I'm like, what if this is the case? And I was like, no, that's silly. This book isn't like that. But let's just say I might have been proven wrong. And I was kind of happy with myself when I found out I was right. And I wasn't expecting it at all. When it happened, I was like, wait, what? Wait, what? But looking back, it's probably very easy to figure out. But I really want to continue the series. Of course, I'm gonna read the second book. I was just very overwhelmed with how I felt, and like I said, I don't know what to rate it because it wasn't a 5-star feeling, so I don't know what to rate it. I've been thinking a 4.5, but I feel like that's not good enough. I feel like it deserves more than a 4.5, so I'm thinking maybe a 4.75. I think a 4.75. It feels right. I feel like I've talked so much about this book, so I don't need to say more, really. But I just really enjoyed it. So much more than I thought. It was so different than I thought as well. And just the overall book, everything about it, really enjoyed. I loved the romance. I feel like it wasn't as in-depth as I would have liked, especially towards the end. But it still made me so emotional, and I still like loved it so much. So no complaints from me. The romance is a subplot. Like, it's not the main story. So I need to get over myself and stop being like, why isn't there more details? Like, girl, you knew what you're getting into. So very happy I finally picked this book up. Finally. And I have ordered the second book. It's coming today. I ordered it today and it's coming today. I don't know if I've ever had an Amazon parcel come the same day. But yeah, I'll stop rambling about this book and we are going to talk about the next book I'm going to read in this video. So we are gonna read Rouge by Mona Awad. I have been wanting to read this book for so long. It's been on my TBR all year, obviously. It's a gothic fairy tale retelling. I think it's mostly based on Snow White. Mona Awad's books are known to be very weird, unhinged, those sort of vibes. I don't know how to really explain it because I haven't read a book by her yet, but from what I've heard, people just say very weird but captivating and interesting, and also like ties in with the real world, stuff like that. So I think this book focuses on beauty standards. Oh, but the female main character's name is Belle. I can't tell if this book is just based on Snow White or like a few others, but I'm very interested. I haven't read a book that really focuses on beauty standards and stuff like that. I feel like it's kind of a big topic at the moment, so I'm very interested to see how I feel. I feel like it's a very conflicting topic as well on the internet, because a lot of people have been talking about how there are younger girls going to like Sephora buying like these anti-aging serums and stuff, and I think beauty standards are getting really bad online specifically, and I think it affects most people. So I'm interested to see how this will make me feel, because I know it affects me as well, obviously. I'm also, oh my god, I'm so excited. So I'm going to be annotating this book and then sending it to my pen pal, and then she's going to send it back to me. So I'm really excited. I've never annotated with the intention of someone else reading it. When I annotate my other books, sometimes I'm like, what if someone else reads this? Like, sometimes I might not write everything I'm thinking, you know? But knowing someone else is going to read it, I think will make it a lot of fun. It'll be like having a conversation within the book, and I think this is a really good book to do that with because there's a lot of like topics to discuss. It's also very unhinged, so I feel like it would be a lot of fun. So I'm really excited to get into this book, to dive into it. I'm really intrigued to see how I feel about Mona Awad. She's a very conflicting author. A lot of people love her, a lot of people don't. I feel like most of my friends on like bookstagram love her, so I hope I'm in the same boat. But also I am so slow at reading literary fiction for some reason. We're going to try and step up my literary fiction game this year. We're going to try and read a lot more because I do tend to enjoy a lot of the ones I read, but I just reach for romance because they're easier. It's silly. Anywho, we're going to dive into this. I have a bit to do today, but I feel like I've done most things. I've checked off like half of my to-do list for today so far, so I'm feeling pretty good. Also, I will mention I am reading Shadow Me, which was also on my 2024 TBR. So we're taking a lot of books off that TBR, which I'm happy about. I'm really happy about. But I am going to also read this today, which I won't share my thoughts in this vlog. That'll be in a whole different video. But I do need to read some of this today. So to-do list for the rest of the day is to start this book, create my annotation key, continue Shadow Me. Very excited, and I'll update you guys with my thoughts. Let's get into it. Hey guys, so it has been a long time since I updated this vlog. I think the last time was when I started Rouge. I'm only on page 44. I am not that far into the book. This book has taken me so long to read. I'm not sure why. Anatomy also took me a really long time to read, even though I really like that book. My reading has been very up and down. I've been reading other books for other videos and I've been reading them really quickly, but then all of a sudden I'm hardly reading. Not sure what's going on. I'm a little annoyed with myself and I keep picking up webtoons and I have never read a webtoon until like maybe last year. I was reading one, Mafia Nanny, and I just read it when it would update. But then a few weeks ago I started getting obsessed with them and I just can't stop reading them, and it's really annoying because I want to be reading actual books and I keep getting sidetracked. I feel like because they're just so easy, you see the pictures, and I'll read like romance ones and it's just very easy to read, but I want to actually be reading and I just haven't been. But especially with Rouge, I've been reading this really slowly. It's taken me so long to get through just the 40 pages and I'm hardly picking it up. I do want to continue reading it because I want to see where this goes. I'm enjoying it. I've been annotating it so much for my pen pal, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end this video because this video has been going on for so long. I started it in December. As you know, there's a Christmas tree in the intro and it's now the middle of February and I just don't want to drag this video on for such a long period of time. That just really annoys me. I haven't posted a reading vlog in ages, so I just feel like I need to get this done. So I'm gonna update you on my feelings about Rouge so far, but I'm gonna end this video and I'm just gonna read this on the side, I guess, here and there, see how much I can get through it. I don't know. I feel like it will alleviate some of my stress, I guess, with reading if I finish this video though, and I don't like stress myself with I need to finish this book and finish this video. I can just finish this video and get to this when I feel like it, you know? But I'll explain a little about the book. We are following Belle. At the start of this book, her mother passes away, which isn't a spoiler. It happens straight away. Her mother passes away, and this book follows the themes of beauty standards, like the skincare industry, beauty expectations, stuff like that. So we see that Belle's mother is a beautiful woman. She has flawless skin. She looks so young. Everyone like adores her, thinks she looks ethereal and beautiful. Belle has taken this on and has grown up with a lot of like beauty standards, things in the back of her mind, thinking she's ugly as a child because she doesn't look like her mother, worrying about how she looks, just constantly worrying about that. And that's obviously been passed on by her mother. And now in this day, well, I don't know how old she is, maybe like 30. She has a serious skincare regimen. Her skincare takes her like an hour. She follows this YouTuber who does skincare stuff. She tries all this new stuff. She's putting all these products on her face. Her whole room, her bathroom's filled with skincare stuff. She cares so much about how she looks, looking young, feeling beautiful, but like that's all that's really important to her. Like she doesn't really feel much happiness, I guess, in her life. Like she doesn't really love her job. She just had her mother pass away and she has no one really there for her. Her mother started going a little weird towards her death. Like she started saying things that Belle couldn't really understand, and now this new sort of thing is happening. I don't know if I should explain it, but this new lady has appeared that is described similarly to Belle's mother. She like looks very beautiful. She's wearing, I think, like a black dress, black hair, red lipstick, and she keeps mentioning going the way of the roses. So that's basically how far I've gotten. We're following like Belle after her mother's death, like selling her mother's debts. That's how you say it. Dealing with people she doesn't want to deal with. She had to go back to LA to deal with these people, all this stuff. So she's dealing with a lot. You have in the forefront her like skincare stuff. I'm intrigued to see where this goes because I know it's described as like kind of like horror. Is there going to be like fantasy, magical realism aspects? Not really like fantasy, but like spooky aspects. I'm intrigued to see where that goes. Yeah, I am enjoying it. I don't know when I should update you guys on my final thoughts, maybe in another video. I'm sorry, I'm gonna finish this vlog. I only read one book and a half, not even a half, like 20%. I don't like videos going on for a really long time, and my reading vlog, which was my last one, went on for ages. So I'm gonna end this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed it regardless. I did a lot of journaling in this video. I think there's a lot of b-roll. And we have some moments from Christmas and stuff, which was quite a while ago now. But it's still, I don't know, I still like this vlog. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for sticking to the end. I hope I see you guys in another one of my videos soon. As always, I have a Instagram you can follow if you like. I post on there all the time. I also have a Goodreads. You can add me and I'll add you back. Thank you for watching. Bye!